Ladies and gentlemen, Violent Games here. So I heard a rumor recently that Blizzard is going to adjust Overwatch's aim assist mechanics, at least for the console versions anyhow. So I just wanted to provide my input on that, being that I cover the console content for Overwatch, primarily on my channel. And my thoughts on it is that it's a negative one, guys. I'm not really happy about it. I know some people think that it's super important that Overwatch gets an aim assist buff, and to be honest, I'm gonna say something controversial right now, but you guys just need to fucking get good. I never thought I would have to use that sentence, but nobody I know really has a problem getting kills in this game. And if you're complaining in the comment section saying that aim assist is not good enough, you're wrong. Like, I've played this game, and I'm not that great of a player. I don't consider myself to be like a god tier player of Overwatch. But even I can get kills in this game. I think the aim assist is perfectly balanced. It exists. It does help you. But it's not overbearing and doesn't determine the outcome of a gunfight. I think what people want is they want the Call of Duty, oh, I aim down the sight and then my gun immediately locks onto the target and I have my handheld throughout the entire fucking gunfight. No. Why Call of Duty has to be replaced every year is because the skill cap is so compressed that people get bored of it every year. Like let's think of Call of Duty. They were making a new game every year. There's not a lot of complexity or diversity amongst the players' skill cap. Let's think of a game like League of Legends, which is still going, is a free-to-play game, and makes a butt-fuck ton of money. In fact, I think it's the most played game in the world right now. Don't kill me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm not, like, a super genius, but I think that League of Legends is one of the most played games in the world right now. That game has endless amounts of depth and complexity, and when you increase the aim assist, you ultimately compress the skill cap between low skill and high skill players. Yeah, I was right. When you ultimately do this, again, you're gonna wreck the diversity of your players. So let me talk about that real quick by using a hypothetical. Let's say that Soldier 76 is on the field, and I, player X, am approaching him. Now, depending on the skill cap, that's going to really depend on how I interact with him throughout the entire match. So let's say he's a very low skill cap soldier, and it's just laughable, I push him over. Basically, what would end up happening is either every time I see him, I'm just going to go after him and get a kill, or I'm not even going to prioritize him because he's not really a threat to my team. Like, I don't really have to worry about that Soldier 76 because he's just missing all of his shots. So that's one example of, like, a low skill cap player. Now, high skill cap player, the world just changed. So I go in there and let's say he kicks my fucking ass. Like, I'm like, oh my god, this soldier's, like, MLG Pro. He just fucking no-scoped me with the fucking Helix Rocket 360. Like, something crazy like that. The way I'm going to interact with that Soldier 76 player is going to change from then on out. Like, one example of how I would deal with him is either I adjust my strategy accordingly so that I can take him out. Like, say I just made a tactical error, you know, I can go back and get him. Second thing I can do is I could avoid him. Just, like, completely ignore him, be like, okay, it's not going to be my job to deal with him today because he's a threat to me, and I have to make sure that I stay away from him as much as possible because I can't be asked to deal with him. Or C, I change my hero to deal with Soldier 76 because I believe that he's a big enough threat that I need to make sure that he's taken care of. So that's what makes Overwatch interesting to me in terms of gunfights. As opposed to Call of Duty where it doesn't really matter. In Call of Duty, guys, let me use this analogy. It's like you're pulling a fucking slot machine. It does not matter who the better player is most of the time. If I saw you first, I'm probably going to get that kill because aim assist is going to carry my ass through the gunfight. I don't want this for Overwatch. Overwatch is engaging to me because of that diversity. I like having rounds where, oh my god, our skill cap's way better than theirs and we just fucking swept them. Or I have a round where I'm like, wow, that team really kicked my ass. I really need to rethink the way I do things. I like having both of those experiences. And I also like the super clutch moments where you're going up against a team where the skill cap's almost even and it's a real fight. Like, it's a genuine fight. And, like, you just can't replace that. And I'm worried that if they compress the skill cap too much, they're going to compromise some of this. And that's ultimately what I'm worried about. Another thing that kind of brings up the concern is the biggest part of progression. You know, games, they always have progression, whether it's collecting things, leveling up, things of that nature. Overwatch, the only real forms of progression are getting gear and icons and shit like that, and you becoming more invested in a character. And the way you become more invested is you become a better player. You increase your own skill and increasing your own skill cap, if you will, to kind of get better at a character, so that you could say, oh, my McCree gameplay is a lot better than my Soldier gameplay. Like, that's just an example. Like, you take away that cap, that stuff like that becomes less relevant, and I think that is the reason I love Overwatch. Like, I'm genuinely worried that if they overdo this, they're going to ruin this game for me, and I'm just not going to want to play it anymore. And I know that my YouTube channel, like, some people may perceive that my YouTube channel is just going to be all about Overwatch, but if ultimately the game goes in the gutter, I'm not going to be able to cover content for it, because, like, a lot of the stuff I do is free form. I can't stage this shit. Even if it did become profitable for me, I can't stage my reaction to the game. I can't play the game anymore if it sucks. Like, if I wasn't enjoying Overwatch, I wouldn't be making this type of content for you guys. And I don't want that to happen. That's why I'm so against this aim assist buff. Let's just call it that. Or this hypothetical. Like, it's not even real yet. But I want to hear what you guys think. Do you actually believe that Overwatch's aim assist isn't good enough for any reason? Do you think that I'm kind of being childish by telling you to get good? Because I honestly feel that way. I think that if you're struggling with the game, that's on you. And yeah, games like Call of Duty have dumbed you down over the years, but you have to combat that at some point. And I think Overwatch is the great game to do it, because again, the aim assist is there, but it's not overbearing. And on top of that, there's plenty of characters that complement low skill cap, or people that are characters that don't necessarily aim. Characters like Winston don't really rely on being a good shot, but they need to be good with their kit. So there's like a trade-off there. I just don't... It just makes me sad. I really hope that this is just a rumor and that it's not going to happen, but if it's not, I want to know what you guys have to say about it. Please post in the comment section below. Thank you for supporting the channel as always. And piss out. Sounds like I said piss out. That sounds rude. I didn't mean it. I didn't.